Let's go, let's do this right now. Woohoo, woohoo, Deadpool and Wolverine. Hello, welcome back to the James Rambling Reviews for yet another episode. And in today's episode, yes, I will be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. Before I get into that, though, I'll just mention this that we're not going to spoil this entire movie. You can go and watch the movie if you haven't already. So there's that, and I will mention my thoughts on Deadpool movies and just a little bit of a mention on X-Men movies because of Wolverine and stuff like that. So there's that, and also a bit about the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole, how I've been feeling recently, so you kind of understand where I'm coming from. So there's that. And so I would say that the first two Deadpool movies, I did enjoy the first Deadpool movie. It is very funny and stuff like that. And you got to see this different kind of character come into the Marvel Universe. He wasn't in the MCU at the time, obviously. So there was that, and it was a very fun movie to watch, and it's very fast paced. Like, I very much did enjoy that movie. So when it comes to the second movie, yes, it is funny at times, and it's fun to watch. I wouldn't say it's on the same level as the first movie. Now, both Deadpool movies supposed to have like these kind of simple storylines and things of that nature, but I wouldn't say the second movie was as good as the first movie, because I feel like the first movie just had a bit more freshness to it, a bit more fun to it than the second movie. Even though there's a lot of action in the second movie, doesn't mean it means it's always good. It tried to do too much at the same time, and that's what I felt about it. And so there's the X-Men movies, because this relates to Hugh Jackman. Now, I would say I haven't seen these movies so many times, but this was regarded as an era of Marvel where it was before the actual Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you got to see how the X-Men would play out and things of that nature. So I haven't seen them so many times. I remember seeing them on TV a bunch of times, a few times, whatever, but never really went back to rewatch them. So there's that. And so the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as of late, hasn't really been hitting the same as it used to in the past. In the past couple Marvel movies, No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, they've been enjoyable enough, but the rest of it's just kind of been forgettable and less rewatchable than other Marvel movies I've seen in the past. So there's that. So what is Deadpool and Wolverine actually about without spoiling it? So Deadpool and Wolverine, you get to see Deadpool and Wolverine kind of enter the MCU or whatever, and then you get to see how they play into this whole thing. You get to see Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds get into the swing of things in this movie, and there's a lot of stuff like that, and it definitely feels like there's a lot of cameos and a lot of Easter eggs to prior X-Men movies in the 20th Century Fox era and stuff like that. We get to see all these cameos and they appear in the film, and there's like a lot of references to Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in this movie, and you get to see how like Ryan Reynolds is allowed to make fun of Disney and Hugh Jackman, and there's things like that in this movie where he's allowed to get away with a lot of stuff like that. So when it gets into actually how I felt about the film, well, I'm happy to report that I actually think this is one of the better Marvel movies we'd had in a while, because I would say that right off the bat, the movie is just so entertaining. Like, you go with like watching this at home right now or whatever would just feel weird. Like, you have to experience this with the crowd, and it's just so exciting to see how the crowd react to the movie, how they would laugh at this movie, how they would feel at this movie, kind of thing. And it was good to see that. I would also say that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, they have a very fun chemistry in this movie. Every time they're on screen, I just want more of it, and I want them to do more in this movie and just do so much more. Now, the storyline, it's kind of simple, and there's a lot of cameos and things of that nature. I would say that the cameos, they do actually have a reason for why the cameos are in this movie, and it's cool to see how each character gets their own reference. And I would say if you haven't seen like previous X-Men or Deadpool movies, you're gonna get a little bit confused at times. Now, for me as somebody who hasn't rewatched the X-Men movies in years, I wasn't confused by the entire movie, but I would still say that there are points where you might not understand a certain reference from a character showing up and stuff like that, and there's this one specific cameo that I wasn't entirely expecting, and I really did enjoy that cameo and what they did with it, and I won't say much on that because this is a spoiler-free review. So I would say that about the movie. It's very entertaining to watch, it's very fun. And I would say that the villain, she's kind of average, like she's kind of fun to watch, but she isn't like the best villain ever. But if you want to get nitpicky, it's not like the most like plot driven thing ever. It's not like the most like complex plot in the MCU. And I would say it is a standalone movie. So if you're thinking this is going to save Marvel or change the course of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, then you're probably wrong about that, because this is completely different, and we are getting to see the fact that Deadpool and Wolverine is actually doing super well at the box office and stuff like that. And so I would give Deadpool and Wolverine like an 8 or 9 out of 10. A very fun movie, Very fun to watch. The crowd really enjoys this movie and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just a really fun time at the movies. And I would say that is kind of my review on Deadpool and Wolverine. I tried to record this so many times because there's so many ways in which I could have reviewed this, but that is just what I would say about the film. Stay tuned for more reviews like this. And yeah, that's my review on Deadpool and Wolverine. Bye.